To have a good start on FC24, understanding custom tactics and formations will mean that you can go into day one knowing exactly how all of that side of the game works, giving you the best possible chance when you go into your matches to try and get more wins, get better rewards, and in turn those match coins. We're going to talk to you about what I believe will be some of the best formations and custom tactics to have an idea with, to play around with, to use at the start of the game. First of all, one thing I want to talk about is that the custom tactics system is going to be the exact same as what we have been running on previous versions of FIFA. So for FC24, you're going to be used to seeing your defensive style of balance, pressure on heavy touch, press on possession loss, constant pressure, and drop back. That's going to be the same. There's absolutely no changes in Ultimate Team there when it comes to that. And it comes to width and depth, that is the same as well. Although EA have changed the way defensive depth actually plays with regards to your team. So if you run 40 depth or higher, what you're going to notice off the bat is your players are going to start to press. They're going to be really aggressive. So running that kind of higher depth, let's say, comes with a bit more of a positive and a negative, right? If you want your players going forward and pressing, you run 50 depth, they're going to flood forward. They're going to go man for man. You run 39 or lower depth, you're going to start to see that you don't get that press. So it is certainly something to keep an eye on. If you jump onto FC24 the first day and your players feel like they're flying forward, have a look at that defensive depth and lower that along with the width if you feel like that's a necessity. You're going to see your build-up play of slow build-up, fast build-up, and long ball. Nothing has changed here. This is still the same. So understanding what each one of them does and how that interacts and the sort of play style that you're going to want. What I would always recommend when it comes to this side of the game, when it's pressing on heavy touch on defensive style, slow build-up, or whatever it may be, I always recommend starting on balanced for your first set of custom tactics, because then you can get an idea of how the AI moves on its own, how you can manipulate it on your own without touching the custom tactics. So start off a little bit more on that passive side, I would say, when it comes to thinking about whether you want to run direct passing, possession, forward runs, and so on. Again, in chance creation, these are the same. These haven't changed. This is exactly the same as what you will see on FC24. And then same for your width and players in box. So the advice here when looking at custom tactics is, well, think about what's worked for you in the past and kind of take that into FC24. But going into the formations, this is where we do thankfully have some new ideas and some new setups that we can run. Starting off with a formation, which I believe will be super strong, super effective, is going to be the 4-2-1-3. Now, this isn't official from EA. This is, being leaked. Here, this is from FIFA U Team. And they've said that the 4-2-1-3 is coming to the game, and you can see it at the visual. One thing I would say, first of all, it is a visual bug where you have the cam on the right hand side. That cam is a center attacking mid in the central, playing behind the striker, so ignore that. But essentially what we're having here is 4 defenders, 2 center defensive mids, a cam, a left winger, and a right winger, and a striker. And you might say, okay, well, how is this any different to the 4-2-3-1 that we have with that people play now? Well, we have a left winger and a right winger on this, which means they sit a little bit higher up on the pitch. They're going to sit on the outside of the fullback necessarily, rather than on that inside that you may get from the 4-2-3-1 narrow. So 4-2-3-1 narrow, sorry. It really does give us what I think could be a very good counter-attacking formation, having 2 DMs, one of them moving forward should you wish to, and then the ability to counter with a left wing and a right wing, especially as well if we're looking at the 4-2-4 is a really good formation if the opponent looks to hold the ball, looks to be looking to switch from left back to right back. Now, if you prefer running a cam, you can essentially have that and still be able to press and stop that out ball to the left back and the right back. Now, a formation that is coming to FC24 is going to be the 5-2-3. Again, as a leak, nothing confirmed here, but it probably will be there. Is the 5-2-3. 5 at the backs, super effective on FIFA 23. We saw that time and time again. I'm hoping they're not as strong. I do think EA needs to try and do something to basically, I'm fine with them being in the game. They're a part of football, whatever. But the wing backs are super effective in the sense that they can get up the pitch and back down the pitch too quickly. the stamina drain isn't enough. Like, I do think there needs to be a few changes. However, this, for the 5 at the back players out there, if you are one of them, I think this will be a formation that, again, will be super strong. Really. Why? Well, we've had similar ones with like the 5-3-2, the 5-2-2-1, and this really, I would say, is similar to that in a sense. But the 5-2-2-1, I think the wing is sat a bit more narrower than what we're going to see here from the 5-2-3. So if you're looking to spread that play on that counter attack, and then if you can't beat them, you know, bring the wing backs up and have them involved, that is also going to be a solid option. One thing to note when it comes to you picking your custom tactics and formations on FC24 is really diving into the game and trying to get an understanding of what is new and what's changed. We already know the passing system has changed dramatically with the option of threaded through balls being a lot more manual now and changing up on that. You want to pay attention to things like ball speed. How quick does the ball move when you are just passing with normal ground passes? How good is left stick dribbling? Taking a note of play styles as well. One thing I'll say when it comes to play styles, there are some that look a little bit scary. For example, the press proven one. If left stick dribbling is better and press proven means that you can beat the press a lot easier with your midfielders, what may happen is that people will start to press in the middle of the park and then never win the ball. So then they'll go, okay, well, I'm just going to sit back and sit deep. So maybe you taking note of that and thinking about that with your tactics and your formations and how you want to play and work and your team selection. Because let's be real, if people look to sit deep, you're going to need some centre mids that have the ability to shoot from range, maybe have the power shot plus play style. So many different variants and options, which that first week, I think, of playing are crucial for you to get an understanding of where to go. Now, obviously, when I get my hands on the game and I have that ability to do that as well and give those kind of information over to you, that will make things a little bit easier. But right now, just trying to open up that conversation to give you some food for thought to think about will help when it comes to day one, whether that is for you having the ultimate edition, whether it's you joining on the 29th, or whether you watch this video and you're, you know, 3 weeks, 4 weeks after release. It doesn't matter. It's just about you knowing what to expect when you get in there. Let me know down below in the comments if you're excited for the tactics, some of the changes that we have, some of the lack of changes that we have as well down below. And if you want to catch our latest video here, you can go and click on that.